welcome to the 29th episode in our AI and You podcast series. Today is Monday, December 28th, 2020, and I'm your host, Vicar Saidi. I'm a computer scientist and engineer, a lecturer, and a consultant. I'm also the author of several books. My most recent book is about artificial intelligence and is titled The Genome Affair. The Genome Affair is a work of speculative fiction. It examines what the world might be like if some of the more extraordinary capabilities forecast to be realized in AI over the next 20 to 30 years were actually realized today. Given the growing list of frightening existential threats humankind now faces, the book pays particular attention to the impact AI is expected to have on world affairs. The book is available in ebook format for those who prefer to read on a digital device, but it's also available in a high-quality paperback edition. The Genome Affair is available on Amazon, so I hope you'll take the time to read it and to leave a review. Amazon book reviews are very helpful for writers. I'm very interested in how science and technology influence world affairs and the big questions facing humankind. Studying at the confluence of the great disciplines of human history, political science and thought, international affairs, science and technology, offers a deep understanding and pedagogically important lessons of how advances in human endeavor have influenced and impacted civilization. I'm available to give talks on artificial intelligence and its related technologies, and on the impact AI is expected to have, or is already having, on our world. If you'd like to get in touch with me to arrange a web-based event or consulting meeting with your company or organization, you can find my contact info in the podcast notes below. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with others if you find the content valuable. Thank you. And now, on to today's podcast. In our last podcast, episode 28, I spoke about artificial intelligence and deepfake videos and the negative impact this dangerous combination will likely have on society. In today's podcast, episode 29, I'll be talking about the benefits and dangers of artificial intelligence and facial recognition technology. Let's get started. AI-enabled facial recognition is an incredibly useful surveillance technology, and an incredibly necessary one for the times in which we live. With an underlying artificial intelligence agent from the Chinese company Megvii that's capable of identifying faces in 1/10 of 1 second, facial recognition technology has become an integral part of commerce in China. Throughout the country, particularly in the major metro areas, people can go into retail centers, have their faces scanned, and then proceed to shop without any interaction with staff or cashiers. Items purchased are automatically billed to a consumer's account. When deployed effectively, facial recognition technology can also play a crucial role in epidemiology and public health. It has played just such a role in tracing our physical contacts during the ongoing pandemic. For example, a person who has tested positive for the coronavirus can have all their physical contacts traced, identified, and contacted very quickly and easily. As long as the society is a democratic one, with good checks and balances between different branches of government and institutions, and as long as the rule of law prevails throughout the society, the benefits of AI-enabled facial recognition technology are numerous and will serve to make life easier and better for all. However, there are significant dangers that we need to be aware of as well. AI and facial recognition technology can be used for a multitude of nefarious purposes in an authoritarian society. In China, for example, a system known as social credit score monitors each citizen and constantly evaluates their behavior against an optimal behavioral standard established by the Chinese Communist Party. China currently has between 200 and 300 million cameras in operation on its streets, and the expectation is that by the end of 2021 or spring of 2022, this number will increase to nearly 600 million. As previously mentioned, these cameras are connected to an AI agent developed by a Chinese company called Megvii that can recognize the face of a Chinese citizen in 1/10 of 1 second. With each citizen being monitored as they move around throughout the day and carry on with their daily lives, their social credit score is constantly revised based upon their actions and behavior. For example, if a Chinese citizen makes a comment on social media that displeases the Chinese Communist Party, this could cause their social credit score to be reduced. If other behaviors deemed to be less than ideal continue throughout the days, weeks, and months, a citizen could find that their social credit score is now impacting the price they must pay for groceries or for riding the metro to and from work. They may discover that a ride on the metro is not possible after certain times of day or on certain days of the week, or that when they connect to the internet, certain sites that they were previously able to access are no longer accessible. They may find that the jobs and companies that they previously wanted to apply to are no longer available to them, or that their children are no longer able to apply to certain schools, colleges, or universities. Thus, although facial recognition technology can be used for great benefit within a society, in the hands of authoritarian regimes, such AI-enabled surveillance tools can be used in very frightening ways. In such an environment, cherished individual freedoms, such as freedom of speech, can rapidly erode and are likely to result in self-censorship. There are also very dangerous and realistic possibilities for the misuse of such surveillance technologies in the West. For example, if American society continues its transition from a strong liberal democracy to a weakened illiberal democracy, such powerful technologies, such as AI-enabled facial recognition, can be misused in ways similar to what we are seeing in China. There has been a great deal of debate on the subject of facial recognition technology taking place in the United States around privacy this year, and we are expecting this to increase in 2021 as the technology increases in sophistication and is rapidly deployed in authoritarian states around the world. At present, these surveillance technologies are being developed in the US and can be sold to these authoritarian regimes without restriction. Weapon sales from the US to foreign nations require export licenses from the United States Department of State. But surveillance technologies such as facial recognition that can be weaponized against an entire society do not. The political debate regarding the use of these surveillance technologies on the domestic front is likely to continue as well. Privacy and civil liberty advocates have taken exception to these surveillance technologies, particularly since they are much less accurate when targeting people of color, women, and minorities. One surveillance technology company that raised hackles in 2020 was Clearview AI. The company scraped social media sites, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, to harvest billions of photographs without the permission of the account holders or the platforms themselves. Meanwhile, the use of face masks in many parts of the world as an effective method to prevent the spread of coronavirus has greatly complicated the use of facial recognition as a surveillance technology and has increased the potential for misidentification. America's leading tech giants, including Amazon, IBM, and Microsoft, are all actively researching and developing these surveillance technologies for use by federal and local government and law enforcement agencies. The tech giants are working actively to influence legislation in a favorable direction that will enable the growth and development of the market at a national level. 2021 will be an important year in determining whether the tech giants will triumph and successfully flood the market with these surveillance technologies, or whether privacy and civil liberty advocates will muster the support they need in local and national assemblies to institute credible and sufficient legislation and regulation that will protect our rights and freedoms. Thank you for spending some time with me. I'm trying to follow the TED Talk format, and so I'm keeping these podcasts under 20 minutes. Let me know what you think. I hope you'll find these insights into artificial intelligence helpful, and I hope you'll read my new book, The Genome Affair. It's on Amazon. Until next time, then, this has been the AI and You podcast with author Vicar Saidi.